Joe and Zach's survival. It's finally springtime and we can finally start doing things on wild edibles, and our first segment today we're going to do is on the dandelion. Okay, a nice thing about the dandelion is every single part of the plant you can eat. The little leaves you can use in salads. You want to get the small ones that are real tender. You can eat them when they're bigger. They're just really bitter. You can boil them in a couple changes of water to pull out some of that bitterness, but it's just better if you get the real little ones. The flowers are edible. Dandelions are very high in vitamins A and C. Something great to know when you're out there in the woods and you can't find anything to eat. We're going to dig this one up. We can get in here to the roots. The roots on the dandelion, they are edible too. If you eat them when they're raw, they can be like a mild laxative. Also, they say that it's a blood cleaner, it's supposed to be good for your liver. You can take it and get this peeled and stuff like that, and throw it in the oven or next to a fire or whatever and dry it out, grind it up and add it to your coffee for a coffee substitute. Just a lot of uses for the dandelion. Today what we're going to concentrate on is, my favorite is the flower head, which you can eat raw and it tastes just like it looks. It's like a dandelion flower. But what I like to do is dip them in flour and water and then fry them up, and they almost taste like, if you've ever had fried mushrooms, they kind of have that sort of a taste or that consistency. So we'll gather some up. I take it everybody knows what a dandelion is. They grow pretty much everywhere, and if there's one, there's usually a lot. If you go down by the ponds where you get the really big plants of these, the little leaves, there won't be as many, but you can get some really big roots on them. And we might just run down and see if we can't get one of those too. But for right now, let's just collect some of these flower tops and go from there. Okay, we've collected our flowers, and now we're going to go dig up some roots. We're going to go down by the pond and see if we can't get some bigger roots to make a coffee substitute.
Sounds like that's a big root on there.
Yeah. Oh, nice worm for fishing.
Yeah.
Okay, now this one has a little bit bigger root. We walked down by the pond here. I'm just going to tear this off. Here's another one over here that looks pretty good. Zach brought something up. This is one reason why it's nice to have a shovel in your bug out bag. This isn't the shovel that I have in my bug out bag, but it's about the same size. Okay, this is a nice size one here for root wise.
Small tree.
Still not a very deep root on this one though. It's fat, but not too deep. Holy crap, look at the size of that worm.
That's a
nightcrawler. Okay, the first thing you always want to do is get everything washed up. Get all that dirt off of it. I guess if you're out in the wild, if you can dip it in the lake or something. I just wanted to give a little disclaimer. Maybe there's somebody out there that doesn't know what a dandelion is. If you don't know what a dandelion is, make positive you do before you eat it. We've got everything, we've got our flowers are washed up. These are what the roots of the dandelion look like when they get cleaned. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw them in the oven. We're just putting it on foil. If you were out in the woods, you could throw this on foil and put it right next to the fire. Just let it dry. The idea is to get it dried. This inside that's white, when it gets finished drying, it'll be, well, it's like a coffee bean color. It's real brown and stuff. So, and then these are just the greens for your salad right here, small greens. So let's get these in the oven, and then we will start to fry these up. All right, we'll get these here in the oven. And we want those to be dried till they're completely brittle.
Alright, well, now we picked out our dish, and we're going to put flour and water mixed in together. It doesn't really matter how much of each, as long as it's a paste. And then after that, we'll dump our dandelion flowers in there. So I'm just going to take this, get the flower in there.
That should be enough right there. And we'll just mix this in. Kind of like when you were a kid and you were making paste. Just
probably keep this one in water maybe.
okay. We've got that mixed up, and now, just for fun of it, I'm going to add a little salt. The only reason that we're even putting this flour batter around it is, I mean, we could just eat the flowers, but, you know, they taste like flowers. But it adds more calories to this, and if you've got flour in your bug-out bag or whatever you're doing, you can do this. If you have an egg, you can mix an egg in here. It doesn't matter. Everything you put in there, just think calories. Everything that you add will give you more calories to sustain you through the day. I think this is about ready to get those things dipped. Okay, so we're going to dip these and get them into the fry pan. We're going to cook them in oil here because we're at home. If you were out on the trail, you could dip these in that flour stuff and just lay them even on a lot, you know, just get them right up next to the fire and like bake them almost like a bannock. It'd be like adding something to bannock. So, but we're going to fry them because they taste really good like this. So anyway, let's get some oil in here and we'll get them in. Okay, they're done now. Zach's going to pull them off here, and we're just going to throw them on a paper towel to drain a little bit of that oil off of it. Okay, now we're just going to give it a try and see how it is. Which one are you going to try first? Actually, that's really good. These are really good. Lots of vitamin A and C.
Almost tastes like a pancake, kind of.
Yeah, it does. Alright, for the greens. Yeah, just kind of like a salad. Kind of boring, but not bad. Alright, well, next up we're going to try the coffee. Well, our dandelion roots are done here. We break them in the middle. You can see where it was white. Now it's just brown all the way through, and they're crisp. So now what I'm going to take and do, I don't have a grinder or something, so what I'll do is use this masher here, and I'll just mash it. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, so there we have it all mixed up. Looks like coffee in there. Okay, now you're not going to have this kind of coffee maker out in the woods that you probably have like a seat, like a tea bag type thing or whatever. But we're home here, so we're just going to do it just like this. How long does that usually take to make a batch?
Oh, not that long.
Well, the coffee's done. This time I'm kind of the guinea pig. Zach drinks coffee, I don't, so it's going to taste nasty to me no matter what. Before we try that though, just remember when you're out in the wild looking at wild edibles, have a good book, any book, something that you can reference, and 2 books would be better, so you know what you're not getting anything that looks like a plant but it's really poisonous.
Yeah, and if you're not sure on what it is, then don't even try it.
Yep. Okay, let's try it. I don't know, I mean it's not bad, it's coffee, so it kind of tastes nasty to me, but it's not really. What do you think about it?
It tastes pretty much the same because of the original coffee that we put in there, but in the end it has more of a bitter taste, like when you drink Coca-Cola, that feeling on your teeth. It has kind of that on your tongue.
Like I said, it's kind of nasty, but you like coffee, so it's not bad.
It's good. Yeah.
Alright, well that worked out good.
Well, this this is Joe and Zach from the Joe and Zach Survival Channel, and thank you for watching our videos.